And we're live. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm here with
Jaina.
And we are going to be doing a live unboxing today of this new Creality printer. This is the CR-100 from Creality, and this is designed to be a children's printer. It's a small format. I believe it is 100 by 100 or so on the print bed. And I have with me Jaina because I'm going to have this done from her perspective. We're going to open it as it is. It's unopened, so we haven't had any chance to play with it. We'll see how it is out of the box, and see how easy it is to get up and running. Let me see here. I see who's on the chat. If you're on the chat, be sure to say hi so that we know you're here. I see Harley showed up early. And say hi, Harley.
Hi, Harley.
And let's see who else is here. I'm going to open this in a new window. Oh, well, that's not useful at all. Oh, we got Pigeon Print is here. Going to see if a few more people would join us now that we just started, and then we'll get to opening. Let me bring this up in the primary window so that we can see what's going on. Let's see. And so Jaina, what do you plan on doing with your new 3D printer? What sort of things do you want to print on it?
Kitties.
Kitties. So she likes my calibration cats that I print. And you saw that new unicorn model on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those.
Yeah. And you've printed school projects on my printer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have little game pieces that we played with just the other night. And that game that you made, that board game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works for that. We got Richard, just joined us. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
All right, so can you guys hear us okay? Is there any problems with the sound? Let me know, because we're about to start unboxing. I want to make sure all the technical stuff is in place. Last time we were a little low, so I want to make sure we're good there. I'm going to leave the chat up for the whole unboxing so that you guys can ask questions to make sure we're answering anything you may have on this printer. So, anyway, sounds good. Okay, well, I think we're going to get started then. And we've either got somewhere between 8 and 10 people watching. I'm sure we'll get more as we go along as people find the stream. So, let's see. Again, this, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. This printer was actually provided by Banggood. They sent us this. This is a new Creality printer. I've only seen a couple of reviews on it on YouTube. Naomi Wu did a review of it. She was the first one I saw. And so I don't think we've seen it from a kid's perspective, so I think that'll be interesting. If you're interested in this printer, I do have some affiliate links in the description for this video. Include some extra discount codes if you're interested. They also sent me some extra codes for Ender 3, CR10, a couple of other Creality printers. So check out the description and let me know what you think about this one as we go along. Let's see. Ah, so you're going to use the sharp knife.
Yes.
All right. So you know how to use it. All right. So Richard says he's already bought 2 of these. Richard, what did you buy them for? Did you buy them for kids, classroom, or just you like the form factor? All right, let's go ahead and while we're chatting, you can go ahead and start opening this.
How do you open it?
All right, so we're gonna just put up enough to do the cutting, so just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Are you high enough there?
I think so.
Maybe I should stay seated, otherwise I'm going to be way too tall for this. You're going backwards. Knives this way. There we go. There we go. Now we do the sides. Get that. Pull this way. For my two kids, see, Richard's already bought 2 of these for his kids. Oh, be careful, don't slip.
I'm not gonna slip.
All right, and the other side. Move your hand. Never put your hand where you're cutting. All right. Now we should be able to pop it open.
This side is
Just, well, if you pull from here, it'll pop open. There you go. All right, I think you're going to need a chair if we keep this up. Oh, look at there. There's a box inside the box. No. Let's turn it over. Oh, that's in there.
coming out.
I got it. All right. There we go. So what color truck, did you want? Because these all come as trucks, as you can see on the box. These all kind of have a familiar Optimus Prime sort of look, but we probably shouldn't say that. So they all look like classic 80s 18-wheelers. And they come in 4 colors. What colors are they?
Blue, red, orange, and yellow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of orange, although it kind of looks weird on a truck. But you chose blue, and we do have a blue check mark, so
Yeah, I like
hopefully we'll have a blue. All right.
Another thing to open. So many things.
All right. What we got here? So what did we get with it?
A little thing.
No, people can't see it, so we're gonna have to move this other. Maybe we should bring up the close-up one also, so that you can show them on that camera. Hold on, let's do that. With the close-up. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over and bring up this camera. So see here. So look, let me show right here. So what do we got?
We got I don't know what that's called.
It's a wrench.
A wrench. A little
Foam thing?
foam
I think
thing.
what comes in there is this little cleaner that cleans out our hot end.
And plug.
That's a USB drive.
USB drive.
And then,
And
you know what?
some-
Film? I think those are for our hotbed. Alright. So, and the instructions.
Yeah, instructions are good.
Alright. Hi Viking, good to see you. Yeah, this printer's $160 US, and I think they have free shipping on it. So I'm gonna bring this up here. Oh look, if I change the size of the screen, that's nice. Now I can see what's going on. Okay, good. I like this format. All right, what else we got?
We've got
Ooh, your own spatula. So that you can, or your own scraper, so that you can scrape off the prints off the bed?
scrape off the cardboard.
No, we don't scrape off it. All right, so this is the typical, scraper that most of these printers come with. Ooh.
Really big and heavy.
All right. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, look at the front. It's so cool.
All right, let's get at it so you can see it.
Fun.
You like the front?
I like the front.
Okay, what?
Cool.
Oh, you know what? There's more in this box. So let's finish emptying the box. Let's put that over there. Make sure it's still in frame so we can see it. There we go.
Metal thing.
Look at that.
What is it?
It's probably the print bed. Yeah, I think it comes with a removable print bed, but we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure because it looks like it will fit.
Okay, what else? There's probably a power supply in here somewhere. Ooh, looky there.
What is it? It's like surprises everywhere.
I'm gonna hold the box and let you get it, huh?
It comes with first filament.
Ooh, so you got your own filament?
Yeah, white filament.
All right, that's it for the box.
White filament.
It usually comes with white. Look at it's right here.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Yes, the print bed.
And frog.
Let's see. Hi Lolo and hey Jay. Let's see what else we got. So we got our filament. Comes with a small white spool. This is probably 250 grams.
And a plug.
I think that they have sent us a European plug, which is going to make life much more difficult than if they would have sent us an American plug.
That's okay. This is something.
What else we got in here?
It's a remote.
It's a remote control.
I can pause and start it, home it, heat it, and cool it.
Wow. Check this out.
It's really cool.
Remote control for your 3D printer.
Check it out.
You gonna take it out so they can see it better?
Rip the whole thing out.
All right.
What is in it? There's a little thing in it.
What? Yeah, show it to
There's a
them.
little thing in it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that keeps the battery from connecting until you're ready for it. So just leave that in until we're ready. And then the last thing here, I think we're gonna have to find out what that is. You start sticking it places until we find out where it goes.
Yeah. Right here.
Let's
Right
see.
here. Titan.
Yeah, I do think it goes there.
See?
Okay, well, we'll figure it out in a minute. This is going to be the biggest problem.
What? What's the...
Do you think that fits in our wall? No, we have a problem. So I'm going to have to go looking. I think we might be able to find one. I'll have to go looking, but before we're ready for this, I think we can go ahead and let's pull out the instructions. Actually, we're going to take off the rest of the packaging.
Then how are we going to test print it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm going to have to go find something that has a similar plug.
Maybe we'll just have to stuff in it a plug.
All right. Well, be careful pulling out parts. Yeah, easy enough.
Whoa. Wait, that's the bed.
Okay, well, let's find out.
Oh, maybe this is the metal bed that goes on top of it.
So, more packaging. All right, more packaging out of the way.
So cool.
What you think?
Really
What do you think about the size of this printer?
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. And you can see it from this side.
So you don't... Yeah, check that out. You know what? Why don't we go to the close-up real quick so that people can see it larger. All right, there we go. So let's get these out. Those aren't unimportant at the moment. So here we go. It's the front of the... Move this down a little bit. There we go. We're shaking the whole table. Sorry about that, guys.
Thanks.
All right. So here is the front and the side. So this is going to be the hot end here. You can tell it's got a fan on it, and there's a little screen. Has a similar. It has a similar hot end to what you find on the other Creality printers. It has some small, probably 6mm rails on the x-axis here. Sorry, I want to make sure this is in shot. I'll answer questions in a minute, but I'm trying to watch what I'm doing. So this is the x-axis, so you can see it move. And same sort of rails on the bottom axis here.
There's a button right here.
So there it goes. It is belt driven. Looks like standard belt size. And the extruder motor right here. We're shaking this table still. I have to find a new mount for that because it's too shaky. All right, and there's the extruder. And as you said, do you think that fits there? Yeah, it says Titan. Why don't you grab that? I don't know what it's for. We'll figure that out later. It may just be for cooling. I'll put it right there. Figure out how it gets in there. It's only going to go in one way. Or maybe two ways. Where's the notches go? There you go. Push it all the way in. Now twist. The way it says to twist. There we go. Is it twisting? Oh, I heard it. Alright, so that is the... I don't know what that... Oh! I know what that is.
What?
Let's find it.
Looks like a little hat.
What do you think it could be for? What is that printer over there? What is
filament on it.
What you think? No, don't worry about pulling it out yet. Yeah, we cut off the end anyway. Boom! It's got a built-in spool holder, which is really nice. Because as they can see, we're shaking this table. Watch the table. Alright, so as you can see, this will come straight up into, look, you can see it, it goes straight up into the extruder, which is on the outside. Alright, now let's see if there is anyone. Let's take a look at our chat real quick. Let's see. So yes, it is a truck. They thought that kids would like it, and I'm assuming since they have it in 4 different colors, they figured that they would have everyone covered, right? You like the blue. You thought the blue was, that was your favorite. So she got the blue. Let's see, 220 mil, yeah. So that was one thing I was going to make sure. First of all, as I said, it did come with the wrong cord, which means it's probably set for 220 volts. And I'm really hoping that there's a switch on it. Otherwise, we are going to be out of luck. No. So in Europe and in other countries, they have a different voltage coming out of the wall than the United States. It's 220 volts instead of 110 or 115. And so if they sent us the wrong one, let me go back to the wide shot here. There we go. If they sent us the wrong one and there is not a way to change the input voltage, we are going to be out of luck. So according to this, it does say 100 volt to 240 volt on the input here. So I'm hoping that means it's auto switching, meaning that it detects how much voltage is coming in and adjusts accordingly. Okay, that's going to be really important. But since I don't see any sort of switch, there's nothing on the bottom or on the sides in terms of a switch, I think they've made it auto switching. And luckily, since we're in the US, if we were to plug it in and it's wrong, we won't blow anything up because we're less than the maximum. So we should be good there. Let's see. Yep, Jay, as I mentioned, there is a red one. Let's see. Yeah, Harley, so this is interesting. You mentioned printing the whole case. So one thing, another person, Naomi, got a hold of one of these printers, and she had a 3D designer come up with this case. And so she actually does have a model, I think it's on Thingiverse, where we could reprint the case and make it look like whatever we wanted to. So if you didn't like the truck design, you can actually 3D print on one of your larger format printers. You could print this whole case. And so if you wanted it to look like a unicorn, or if you just wanted it in some different color filaments and didn't want it to look like a truck, you can reprint it. Now, according to her, we did find out that there is quite a bit of work to get everything unattached and get it put back together, but it's doable. Let's see. Let's see, I'm going to give Creality my money for doing this. Well, let me mention again, we do have affiliate links in the description, and those affiliate links also have coupon codes. So you can save, I think, another $6 or so if you use the code. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're right, Pigeon. I think I just am going to have to find... I think I'm going to have to find a new plug for it. But let's go and look. Do you think it come with a separate build plate. That's a very tiny build plate. Okay, let's get on with this. I want to get to printing. All right, ooh, look at that. All right, so what does, hold on, let's show the guidebook. So we're gonna have to go back to the close-up. All right, so the close-up, we have, it shows where the USB port is, power port, TF slot. I guess that's hopefully just a compact flash. And look, we got the Chinese instructions. What do we do when we get Chinese instructions?
You use your phone?
We use the phone, right? Because this is not my first time getting Chinese instructions. Oh wait, Chinese is on the left, English is on the right. Ha. Ha. So, let's see, what do we have? English instructions. It shows that the top of the printer has the same, give me the remote. Top of the printer has the same functionality as the remote. You can see that. All right, and again, these are also start, pause, home, and heat and cool.
Then why does it have a remote?
Just so that if you want to pause it from like across the room or something, you guess, you know? Like maybe you're going to bed and it's on your nightstand, or not on your nightstand, but like on your desk or something, and you want to turn it off. You could pause it while you went to bed. Hopefully that turns off the heat and everything. Okay. What else we got? Installation of the holder, which we figured out. And here's the hot end. Here's how to load filament. We're going to press the heat and wait until the nozzle hits to 200, and then we load our filament like I normally do. And then apparently it has one button printing, so we're going to insert the card that it comes with. It comes with some probably Capcom tape or something similar to that. So it does have this, and I'm hoping that there's going to be maybe at least one test print on here that we can get started with. Maybe more than one test print. 5 test prints. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to have to find a American plug. Let's see. Let's see, reading the chat here. Nice, that is the second plate for the PI sheet, or adding your own. Okay, so let's take a look real quick before I do all of that. I'm going to go back close up. Before we do anything more, I want to see what this build plate looks like. One thing, they don't have on here any other instructions, like how to remove the build plate or anything like that. Yeah, or what the extra plates are. There may be extra documentation on the card. So if I pull this forward, I can pull that forward. Does this pull off? Okay, so it has a little clip here on the front. That clip comes off. And I can push it backwards, and it has a clip on the back. That clip comes off. But, oh, okay, look. It's magnetic.
Oh.
It's a magnetic build plate.
Where's the other one?
Here's the other one. And it comes with these extra sheets, so you can either use their build plate, which is very similar to what you get on the other Enders and CR-10s and stuff. It's textured. It does bend a little bit to help you get prints off. Okay? And then it does come with an extra one that you can use the tape. You can use your own tape. You could use, I guess, you know, whatever you got. You could get a tiny piece of glass. So there are options. So what I'm going to have to do now, let's see. Yeah, what is the board limitations? Does it have a bootloader? Take off this. Silver clips, yep, got all that. Yes, there's going to be way more questions than I can answer in this stream. We are going to do a test print. So it is magnetic. This goes right back in here. And look, it just fits right in there. Although I think it is keyed. It looks like it goes one way more than the other. It is keyed, so it goes one way. I don't think the clips are necessary. I'm going to leave those off.
Why?
Because it's magnetic. I think these are more for shipping than for anything. Because, I mean, with the magnets, it holds really well. See?
Let me try to take it off.
Yeah, sure. I'll put it back on. And there you go. There you go.
That was kind of...
Can you pop it back in? Look at the keys. You have to get it right in that slot. You got it? There you go. All right. So I'm going to run over here to the other side of the room and see if I can find a American plug that'll fit this.
American.
Let's see. I'm sure I can find something. This one looks the same. Wow, that was convenient.
Really?
Yeah.
You found the exact same?
I found one.
Oh, that was easy.
Look at that.
Wait, how much?
Well, hold on. Yeah, see if it fits in that slot. Face the camera there so people can see what we're doing. Even though it's small, does that fit? Yeah. All right, we're good.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Now we have to find...
Here's what's... Okay, so there's a couple of things going on. So let's... I guess we'll go and plug it in. There we go. And plug it in. Let's see if it does anything. All right. And turn on the power strip.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. All right.
Wait.
No. There's a hard switch. Hit the hard switch. Oh, look. All right.
That's cute.
That's very nice. It's like a little OLED screen.
I like it.
Let me go close up on it so people can see what we're doing. The refresh rate is really bad for this camera, but you can see what it looks like. There it is. What you think?
I like it.
You like that? Let's get the little safety strip off of it first. There we go. This is going to be hard to see on this camera. It's going to have to stay focused for a minute. So it's got...
No SD card.
Yeah, it's got the temperatures. We're reporting 0 degrees C and 25 C.
Oh.
Which I'm hoping that 0 degrees C doesn't mean that we have a problem. I don't think the bed is heated.
No.
I think it's probably not a heated bed, which would make sense for a kid's
Why
printer.
does it have like heat and cool?
That's for the hot end. Oh, whoa, it's doing something. I must have hit home.
You're homing it.
It's homing. All right. I think I accidentally hit a button.
That's okay. But look, it can like snap off. This thing can
Okay.
snap off.
Yeah. All right. So I am actually going to put this. Let's go back to the wide shot. We can talk through this. I don't actually have screen share working today, but I can put this in my computer and we'll take a look at what comes on it. I can try to get screen share working.
Don't
One
we have
second.
to like put in a seal?
Well, no. What I'm going to do first is see what's on this USB card.
It popped up something.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, according to Richard, who has one of these, the top is the temperature we set. The bottom is the hot end temp. Is there a flex cable hitting the bed?
It's a flex tape cable.
Yep. That's what he said. We need to move that flex cable. Hold on. I'll show you. I'm going to turn it around this way. No, don't do any. No. It's not printing. He's talking about this cable here is in the way.
How are we going to take it out?
Yeah, one thing
Unholding
let's see.
it? Is there a
Yeah,
hole?
so there are no other buttons to like move the print head.
So what are we going to do?
Yeah, how do you handle that when you need to move something? Let's see here. so we can see what we're talking about. All right, so right here is this cable that he was saying we're going to need to move. And we got to find a good place for it.
Right here?
Will it come out that hole a little bit? Well, then we'll be running into the spool holder. I think we can just put it sideways, maybe.
I don't know.
What is that flex cable attached to? That's attached to the X, so it's going to have to move up and down. So I think we're okay there. Well, this whole thing moves up and down, right?
Yeah.
As the print gets higher. All right. So on the screen we are seeing it's the CR-100, no SD card.
So
All right.
Did you see the SD card?
I do wish that there were some controls on how to actually. Let's see, what are we in? Top temperature, microtune, let's see. What we got? Top temperature, yep. Flex cable was hitting the bed. We got the flex cable out of the way. What's my Ender 5 printing? My Ender 5 printer is printing something from Endgame. And that's all I'm going to say right now.
Where is it?
So I think spoilers are okay at this point, but that's not what we're talking about today. It is printing something from Endgame and is printing it at very high quality.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, back to the print. Let me see if I can share this screenshot, and we can all take a look at this together. Window. You going to let me? I'm going to have to share the whole screen in order to get it to work right. Ah, here we go. I think we're good now. Alright, so we're going to do this screen share. There we go. Everybody should still be able to hear us. I see the... Alright, so what is on this USB card? There we go. We have the G code for CR-100 Lion.
What is that?
So it prints some sort of lion, but it says it's for this printer. It's for the CR-100.
Is it?
Apparently, if we have a CR-10 or a CR-5S, there's a dual head print on here. And then there's a normal dog test.
Is it the one that you printed?
I think it's the one I printed, but probably without that big base on it. So maybe it's just the doggy part.
Wait, what is the one that's in Spanish?
That's,
that one?
yeah, we don't want to run that. And this runs a user guide, and we have a README. What's the README say?
Thanks for your order and use our 3D printer. Where is this?
Okay, so it just has information about how to read the README. So there's a data directory, which has a user manual in Chinese and English. And CR-100 in English. Alright, I'm going to switch over to that so that people can see what we're doing. It says, I love how Windows just wants to not have anything work. Come on, Windows. Alright. Where my Discord here? Alright. This way we can see everything. It's not perfect, but whatever. Alright. So here's the user manual. And let's see what it says in here. Here's about all of the things we need to be careful about, which we're pretty experienced with 3D printers. There's a filament. This is 200-degree filament. Let's see, it shows us the parts. Here's the extruder.
filament holder, nozzle.
Let's make sure that everyone is seeing what we're seeing here. Alright. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys were seeing right. So, alright. Shameless Discord. Yeah, I wasn't trying to. There you go, Jay. There we go. Nozzle, power switch. There's the LCD screen, a control panel, which has the 3 buttons on it. USB port, so that we can control it with the computer. TF slot. I don't know what they call TF. It's what we call micro SD cards. And there's the printer. Here's what it comes with. So here we go. Here's the model, the print time. Here's where we set the temperature. So the top one that you see on here, that'll be for the setting the temperature.
Is it 0?
Because it's not set right now. We haven't told it to print anything. The current temperature.
In progress. Doesn't have any.
Yeah, because we're not printing anything. And then it shows that the remote and the control panel are the same. It shows us how to put the filament holder, which we've done. It shows us how to load filament, which we'll do in a minute.
We know how to do that.
That's where the card goes, and once we put in the card, apparently we just press play. It will print the first G-code model on the TF card. Which, to me, that means we need to probably pull off the other ones, otherwise we can't guarantee which one it's going to print.
True, because then it could be the wrong one.
Yeah. So that sounds important.
Yeah.
It comes with Slicer. I don't know, it's a Creality piece of software for slicing. It looks like it's Cura, which is the one I use. Yeah, everything looks like that, and we'll install everything. So it comes with the slicer.
Calibration.
Yeah, there's a calibration screw in case it's not calibrated. I'm hoping this is going to be calibrated out of the box correctly. And it shows how we can control the printer directly using a laptop and set it up and center and alright. So pretty standard. Let's go ahead back to where was that?
We lost it.
There we go, right here. So after doing that, it's got the software and driver so that we can install Cura. Which apparently they're calling Slicer. I'm not going to do that. We're going to see if we can get the test print going. Maybe we can play with the software while it's printing. Okay, so let's go to the main folder. It has 3 on here. I'm going to take these 2 G codes and we're going to move them to the data directory so that they won't get in the way. And we're going to try to print the CR-100 Lion because it says it's for our printer. And it's the current G code. Okay. Alright. So let's go ahead. We're going to eject that drive. Oh, it's in use because of the disk. Let me try again. There we go. Now I'm going to switch over to back to the live screen. And we're probably going to want to do close-up again. Let's see. Alright, so let me grab the USB card. I'm going to let you do this. Let's go ahead back to the... Hold on real quick. Alright. Let's... Maybe like bigger. There we go. Let's do that. And let's see how it does. Is this really easy to use, and is it ready to go out of the box without calibrating it? So you're going to pull this little SD card out. It's a micro SD card. Let me get it out of there.
Got it.
Okay. Don't touch the connectors on it. Turn it over for your connectors. Don't touch the little gold parts. Can you stick it in that little slot there? No. Turn it over. Yep.
this.
Mm-hmm. And it should, oh, be careful. You don't have to force it. It should go in pretty easily. You push it, and it should, oh no.
Is it going
Maybe,
the wrong
you know
way?
what? I think you were right. I think it's supposed to go upside down. Try it upside down then. That would be weird, but you're right. And it pops in.
Okay.
All right. So it says printer ready for. So the first thing we need to do though is we need to heat it up to temperature so that we can load the filament. Okay. So why don't you press the little heat cool button, and that should set that top number to 200 according to the instructions. Press it. There it goes. So that set it to 180. What happens if you press it again? Nope, that goes back to 0. So that's 180. It said it'd go to 200, but you should be able to load 200 filament at 180. So let's watch it heat up and let those people watch it with us. There we go. So we're going to watch that heat up till it gets to 180. So we can watch it on the screen, right? It's a little... So it's actually heating up really fast. That makes me think that it may be a 24-volt system.
Should be if it's that
Yeah, that's really fast.
fast. It's really fast. Like, superhero fast.
Sorry about the autofocus. It doesn't like focusing on... I can't get it... Can I get it closer? There we go. Maybe it'll stay focused now.
63.
It's trying to focus on the stuff behind it. Oh, sorry about that. Alright. It's about 180. So that only took like a minute to heat up, right?
Yeah, it's almost at 180. It's at 175. No, it's at 174.
Okay, let's go ahead and load up the filament then. I know you've seen me do this. You know, one thing it did not come with are clippers. You know those little blue clippers I use when I cut my filament off? It didn't come with any of that.
You can just get yours.
Yeah, go grab mine. They're right over there. Right behind you here. Right here.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we'll need those.
Okay.
We'll pull out the filament here. And then you snip it off at an angle.
Snip.
Yep, snip it off at an angle because it makes
Here?
like this at an angle because it makes it easier to load. Alright, that was easy.
Load it?
Let's do this. Okay, so Pigeon says it's a 12-volt system. So I'm still impressed that it heated up that fast. That was good. No. It's not going to go in that way. It's got to go this way.
Okay.
Alright, so grab this. You think you can? Let me show you. You have to squeeze this while pushing it up through it. Okay, and you're going to keep pushing like I do until it comes out the hot end.
This is hard. This is harder than I thought.
It's alright, you got it.
I used it last time.
So you just push until it feels like it's...
It's not working. It's not pushing.
Sorry, again, I wanted her to do all of this. It's going to be her printer. She needs to... Oh, what happened?
I
don't think it got in the hole. Let's do this. Hold on.
How do I get it in the hole?
Well, first thing let's do, let's straighten out this filament.
That would make it...
That's going to make it easier to get into the tube.
Much easier.
All right.
Extreme.
No, not the whole thing, just the tip, just so that it goes all the way into the tube. There you go. You got it that time. Keep pushing though. You have to push until it comes out the end of the hot end.
It's really not pushing in.
You don't feel it?
No,
Let me see.
it's not coming in.
You're right. It's getting stuck on that tube there.
Maybe
Let's recut our angle here. Maybe at a different angle. Let's try it one more time. Squeeze. And I'll see if it gets in there. There we go. That time it went. So now you can keep pushing.
I can't.
No, you have to squeeze it and push.
Oh my gosh. What?
Squeeze and push. Squeeze and push.
Working.
At some point, you'll see it come out that hot end. You see it now?
Hot end? What hot end?
Well, the problem is since it homed, we can't see the hot end, and I'm afraid, I hope it's not melting our sheet. Press, let's pull this out the bottom. Go ahead and press the home button again. No, nothing's melting. But yeah, since it homes all the way to the end, and we don't have any way to move it up without attaching it to the printer.
What do we do?
It's a good question. We may have to find a USB cable. Well, let me see. Let's get this pushed all the way in. I'll get that done for you. So now I can feel it. I know it's all the way at the tip because I know what that feels like. But they really should have included more controls in this printer.
So unhome.
Yeah, I mean some sort of unhome or raise bed or raise hot end, something, right?
I don't know what to do.
Okay, well I think we're good now. I think I got it where it needs to go. We're gonna put it here.
Printing?
Turn the lead screw. Well, yeah, I guess I could manually turn the lead screw unless the problem is the steppers are on. So you can't just turn the lead screw by hand because the steppers are already on because we just homed it. Can we? Did it turn the steppers off? I guess you're right, but now I'm getting my fingers greasy.
Just wash.
So that's not ideal. There we go. But hey, look, we've got filament coming out.
Let me see.
Hold on, we're gonna turn it all the way back around for people.
I can see it.
Do you see the filament there?
I can see the filament.
All right. So
Filament.
technically, we have the USB, the little SD card in there.
Yeah.
So we should be able to print. So why don't you press the start button and see what it does?
This one?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to face the printer. Okay, so here's the little sensor here. So press the button. Heating head. So you see here, it's showing now that it's heating to 200. Yeah, it says heating head 200, and now it's heating that. So it is heating up.
That's good. 200 on stare. Close enough. 195. 196.
And we got about 20 people watching.
That's good.
Isn't that good? Yeah.
That's good.
All right. We're going to use our little snips here and see if I can grab this filament out of here. Otherwise it's going to... Oh, there we go.
Is it starting to print now?
It is. You can see it here. You can watch it on the screen too.
That's good.
Let's see if the bed is level enough to print on. Huh. It's working.
That's good.
It looks like it's printing a raft. I'm actually going to grab this though. A raft is where it prints the base so that the object is printed flat. So it prints a base underneath it and then prints the object on top of it.
Whoa, it's going quick.
It's going fast, yeah.
Whoa.
Well, it's this pretty small print bed, so...
I can print things so fast.
So yeah, it is printing a raft. You guys want closer... Let's see if I can get closer up here. I want you guys to see what it's doing.
Close enough to be close.
There we go.
I can kind of see the lion.
Wow, look at that.
I see the lion from.
Well, you definitely can see the base.
The lion from.
So, according to Jay, he thinks... No, sorry. Default model. He says he thinks the default speed is 80 millimeters per second, which is pretty fast. But, I mean, to be honest, it's a small printer. So I think it should print pretty high quality even if it prints fast because it's so small. Like everything should be pretty rigid.
Yeah, because if it's small, I can print faster.
So sorry about the autofocus. I may have to turn that off, otherwise it's going to keep trying to refocus on this. Let me see what I can do. Alright, I am going to turn off the autofocus real quick so that it doesn't do that to you anymore. Alright, still going. I have to admit, the printer, it's a little loud, but it's not as loud as that one.
I can barely hear it.
Over that one? Yeah, we'd be able to hear it a little bit better, I think, if... Hey, Jake from State Farm. Thanks for joining us. I think if it was a little quieter in here, this one would be noisier. But since that one's loud, this one doesn't sound as loud. So I have to admit, this makes a pretty good sample print because it's fairly fast. This is faster than when I printed on the Ender 5 for the first time, because that dog took forever. No run-out sensor, but I think it would be, I mean, unless you're printing with the bottom of a filament, it'd be really hard to run out of filament printing on this printer, because it's a small print bed.
Never run out.
It would be good on with the filament sensor though, since it's a kid's printer, because it could just pause and wait on you to press play again. Right? Yeah.
What if you're far away from it and want to turn it off? Could you do that?
So it does have a pause button, and it has a home button.
What would happen if you paused it?
So theoretically, like I'm saying, I think the pause button is specifically designed so, like, I want to go to bed, or it's your bedtime and you've been printing something and we don't want the printer to bother you, so we can pause it.
And then in the morning I can start it again.
Yeah.
And it could keep going where it was. That would cool. Oh, Daddy.
I think we may try it at some point though.
Remember the brown nightstand that I have?
The what?
The brown nightstand that we got.
Yeah.
We could put that beside my bed, and we could put the printer on it.
We could put this in your room.
Yeah, I want it in my room.
You want it in your room?
I want it.
Okay. Well, one thing, anyone who's watching, I do plan on doing a full review on this, similar to what I did on the Ender 5. So I will make sure, since my daughter wants it in her bedroom, it has to be safe. We're going to make sure all of the safety features are good on this printer. We want to make sure that that it's got thermal runaway protection built in. And, you know, I'll test the slicer that it comes with. If we have a little bit of time after this prints, or maybe while it's printing, I can actually test that out.
Do you still have that rainbow filament?
I do have some rainbow filament. All right. Let me, while this is printing, I hope I don't mess up my computer, which already has Cura. Oh, I can't actually do anything. I was going to say I was going to install their slicer, but I realized that their slicer is actually on the SD card that's in there. So I can't install it while we're waiting. Really? Okay, I missed Pigeon saying that. So there's always a chance that Pigeon and I have a different version of okay. I will play with that too. I was going to say there's always a chance that Pigeon and I have a different version of firmware, but I don't think there's anything on here that shows me what version of firmware I'm using. Maybe it does when it first turns on. So here's another thing. It doesn't tell me how long the print's going to take. It only tells me how long it has taken. So it's been
be like 0%.
Yeah, it's like 0%.
Why is it 0%? It started the base.
I don't know if it. I don't know. I don't know.
How long is the base going?
It depends on how they do the actual print time. I don't know. We'll have to see. Thing is, it's going to be hard to test thermal runaway. I mean, because if they already have detection on whether the thermistor is disconnected or if it goes to 0 or something, thermal runaway otherwise will be difficult to detect. Plus, there's not a full display screen to actually, give us the traditional error that we're used to with thermal runaway.
It needs more buttons.
I think it needs more buttons. While I appreciate the simplicity of this display panel, I think they should have at least had some basic motion controls. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for joining us. This will be available on my channel if you want to watch it later, if you just want to pick up where you left off. Richard, it takes around 3x minutes. 3x minutes what? Oh, 38 minutes. That's all right. At least we have long enough. Meaning we have long enough to complete the whole model in this stream since we have 2 hours total. Oh, I didn't see us again. Alright. I love it. We're doing the test print. We're losing viewers. How is that possible? I thought everyone liked the test print part.
I like test prints.
Everybody likes test prints, right? Everybody likes time lapses. Turn up the brightness a little bit on this so that people can see it better. Is that better? Alright. I did not mean to start that now. See, Pigeon's just here for the test prints. You would think so, right?
I like test prints. I play with the animals because animals are cute.
Just letting you know, if you're worried about the noise of the printer, you're probably hearing it a little bit louder than it is in person because the mic is really close to the printer. Let me pull that away a little bit. There we go. How's it looking? Can you see it from that side? What's it look like?
It looks like it just started making the lion.
That's good. Should have gotten drinks. Yeah. You thirsty? Yeah, you can get a drink.
Can I have Coke?
Go around that way. So letting you go, no guys, I'm still here. I'm sitting at the computer, just letting the print do its thing. So if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything else I'm working on, that would be cool. Again, if you're new to the chat or new to my channel, please take a look at the links for the products down below. There is a affiliate link as well as a code for an additional $6 off of this printer. They have some Ender 3 links for you, CR10 links, none of which I've actually reviewed myself. I'm going to post this to the chat just so that people have a convenient link. Ender 5 linear rail upgrade is actually done, and that's actually what it's printing right now. It's actually using the upgrade and printing in-game prints, and it's doing really well. So I'm actually done filming all the build stuff for part 3. I just need to finish filming the opening and sort of evaluation of the test prints for that. Just so that you know, I am planning on releasing that one on Wednesday is the plan. I plan to have part 3 out on Wednesday. So if you're waiting on that, be checking Wednesday afternoon.
My friends actually want to like buy 3 things for me. Like they want me to do like something like things on the 3D printer. And we do that.
Okay. So Jaina is seeing this as a entrepreneurial opportunity where she can start a business printing things for friends. We'll have to check.
People think it's a good price because I'm making like small things 50 cents.
Well, if you charge too little for the prints, then you will lose money because filament costs money.
But I can start telling them like big things that'll like they'll probably really want, and that can be like $2 or something.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. And also, we have to pay attention to who owns the prints that you want to do and what's called a license. So depending on the license on the model, you have to find out if you're allowed to sell it. Okay? But we can find out depending on what they want. Or you can design your own things and then you own the models. I know you know how to use Tinkercad. So you could design.
I don't know how to do all of them.
Yeah, but you can learn.
I don't know how to make I don't know how to make things except for shapes.
Yeah, but using basic shapes, you can make almost anything. You just go.
Fidget spinner?
We'll have to teach you.
Would that be like 2 parts? What?
Yeah, you basically have to build things together or make it where it assembles.
And
Fortnite llamas. Fortnite llama would be harder. Well, yeah, because that's a lot more design. You could. Alright. So this lion is coming up. We have feet and probably a bottom. Yeah, it's looking good. The extrusion's really solid. That infill looks really good for the speed it's printing at. Thanks for that, Pigeon. Yeah, when I'm doing mods, I like to keep as much of the original hardware as possible, because I think it keeps the rigidity. And the Ender 5 is already a good printer, and so I hated to do anything that was going to take away from what it was already capable of doing. Because I mentioned this in one of my comments, if the print was worse than it was before, I'm just going to undo it. I'm not going to leave it that way if it's not any good. So I'll be going over some of that with the sample prints that I've done when I'm kind of evaluating my overall opinions of the mod. If any of you that are in the chat have a YouTube channel, feel free to mention it and what you do on your channel. You can mention that in the chat. I don't mind at all. I appreciate you dropping by and hanging out with me. I know 3D Print Viking has started a channel. Pigeon Print, do you have a channel? I'm not familiar with it if you do. Ooh, Pigeon Print has a whole one video. I'm gonna have to go check it out. I think that I'm about at 30 videos now. No 500 videos yet. Okay. So Pigeon, were you planning on doing the CR-100 review tomorrow, or did that come up after you saw my live stream? I know you said you received a review unit. but I'm not familiar with why you would have received one. See if I can adjust this over a little bit and center it a bit. There we go.
I wish it came with the start print as a unicorn.
Yeah. We can slice that little unicorn you want and we'll use it as a test print with that rainbow filament.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Mention your Instagram account. I don't mind. So what do you think about the printer so far? About taking it out of the box? About doing the test print? How do you think it's going?
I think it's pretty.
You like the so you like the fact that it's a truck?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I like the color. And I like that you can like choose different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how easy it was to put together.
Right. You didn't have to do any bed leveling.
No.
It just came working.
Yeah.
Your print just worked.
And I'm glad that it came with filament.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how fast it is.
Okay. So now we're just going to have to get your software on there, find out how easy the software is to use. Because you want to be able to load your own models and set up your own prints. Right? Alright. So far so good.
Really good.
Yeah?
I like it.
You think it's pretty
I
easy
can't
to...
wait to like use it for other things.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure we get the software set up on your computer. And then we'll see if it's easy to slice and...
Computer.
Well, you have a laptop with your brother and sister. So it just works, right? Yeah.
And it's like, and I can pick it up easily, and I'm glad we had a plug that we could use. And
Yeah, that's one thing. You know, make sure that when you order it, you order the correct one. Banggood actually approached me for this test print, or excuse me, for this review of this printer. So I didn't actually place my order directly. This was just me telling her which color I wanted, and then she did all the rest of the selecting. So make sure that when you order this printer, you get it for the right locality, because I had to find a plug, And this plug actually goes to something I need, so I'm going to have to find one that I'm not using or get on Amazon, or maybe Banggood will send me a replacement. We'll get it fixed. Not a big deal. It's a common plug type.
I want to finish now.
So it does print really. I don't know. There we go. So I do want to say thank you to anyone that is watching this live or anyone that's going to be watching it post. Thanks to you purchasing things through affiliate links, the Amazon affiliate links, I was able to get this new camera for this live stream. We have this nice new 1080p autofocus camera for my close-up shots. So this is really improved over the 720p camera I've been using previously. So thanks to anyone that has purchased through the affiliate links previously. That's an easy way for you to support the channel, and I appreciate it. That has really helped out. And I'm putting all the money at this point back into the channel and into projects I'm doing on the channel. So it just means you get more content. So one thing I like about this printer is, you know, as a kid's printer, I feel, you know, without going into like, you know, we'll check on the thermal runaway and stuff like that, but the format kind of lends itself to not having too many hands in the printer. You can only get your hands in on the front and the back. They've got the nice screen over the fan, so you're not going to get your fingers in the fan, little fingers in the fan. And given that the only thing that's heated on the printer is the nozzle, it would be, I mean, a kid would actually have to really try to get their fingers in there in order to touch that nozzle. You can get to it a little bit on the back side, but from the front, it doesn't look like it. You'd have to go out of your way to touch it. Yeah, thanks for that, 3D Viking. If you are watching and you have not liked the stream yet, please head down there, like the stream for me. Here, I'm going to like it because I forgot to. So please hit and please hit like on the stream. We have 14, 15 people watching now, and every like potentially draws someone else in. Hey Jaina.
Yeah.
Mr. Pigeon here just donated $10 for you to start your business.
Thank you, Pigeon.
It's actually not $10. That's 10 euros, I believe. It's close to $10.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you very much for that. She appreciates it.
Yeah.
So there's you a roll of filament almost.
I just got a little money.
A little of your money, and you got a whole roll,
Yeah.
right?
I can choose a color.
I appreciate that. So one thing I'm watching here is this interesting pattern that they have for the, you can kind of see it here. It's very, I can't see my finger. Anyway, the interesting pattern that they have on the belts. I'm going to have to get some better shots for the belts. I don't have extra lighting on it right now. But it's interesting belt pattern. I guess they were just trying to fit it all in a very enclosed space. And so that's what they came up with. But it's interesting. If you see, the actual stepper is kind of in the middle, and then it goes around idlers on either side. Let's see what it says. It says we are 24% done. We have been going for half an hour. I'd be curious to know if the 24% is G-code percentage or if it's simply height. If they're just going purely on total height versus height we're at. That's what I'm hoping, because this is a model that's bigger on the bottom than it is the top. You know what? That's a good point. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Pigeon's channel, and I see he's got a video up, and I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to Pigeon's channel, and we will see his first review when it comes out. We're done. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that super chat. Your review of this will go out before mine, so I'm curious to see what your impressions are. You seem to be real happy with it, and I have to say I haven't had a faster out-of-the-box experience than this with the printer. I only own 2 plus the one I'm building at this point, so I don't have a ton of experience, but I can't imagine it being any faster than pulling it out, plugging it in, and saying go. What's that? Oh. Let's see. So Jaina here has drawn a picture of her new printer. She wanted to show you. So, see, it's blue and everything. Pretty good. Yeah? You're just excited to have a printer of your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like printers.
Yeah. So far so good, right? I mean, it's looking like the quality is really good. We'll find out. We have about a half an hour left in this stream, so I hope it finishes before then. I'm not too worried. I think we'll make it.
I wish there was a color of it.
I wish they had a pink truck, because that would just be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we might try to do that mod I was telling you, where we could print your own case.
We could print a rainbow case.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that much rainbow filament, so.
Then we could just buy more.
Buy more?
Just buy more.
With your $10 donation there? Yeah. Let's see. I think I shared this on all of my social media. We'll see if anyone else is. I end up sharing it on Facebook? I don't think I did. I shared that I was going to be doing it. I had a problem finding the way to post it. I don't know what was going on.
Post.
There's post. There it is. Yeah, it's just my post ability for some reason is just gone off of Facebook. I don't know where the post box has gone. I don't know. I did share it on Twitter. So, but it's funny, Twitter is still where I have the least number of followers. I have over 200 followers now on Facebook. Pigeon says that they want a rainbow case for it also. I think that that's a good idea.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like rainbows?
Who doesn't like rainbows?
Because rainbows have all colors, and that means everybody can like because they're all favorite colors.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do them on.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Let's see if we can find that. I'm going to go to Thingiverse real quick and see if we can find it. This is a CR-100. Let's see if we can find this case. Like I said, Naomi Wu did this on her channel because she got one and wanted something that didn't look like a truck.
Like a rainbow unicorn.
Maybe it's not on Thingiverse though. Maybe it's on. I don't know. We'll do some searching real quick. I'm just gonna have to go to YouTube and find it. Yeah, a couple of people have done this. Let's see. That's not it. Oh well. I know she did this at one point. We'll find it later. Oh, looky there. I think Pigeon found it for us. Apparently his Thingiverse skills are stronger than mine. I don't know why that one didn't show up when I searched. But there we go. There's the model. Switch over. So there's the Thingiverse model. I've got it in thing. Let's look at the thing view. So there she had it modeled where all of the pieces would fit just like before. You know, pretty much the same thing, just doesn't look like a truck. So we could print this in whatever type of filament you wanted. You can even reprint the filament holder. And there's a bottom for it too. So you can print it out of whatever filament you want. Let's go ahead and collect this. Things to make. There we go. We can come back and print that. Now if you're going to print this, I think you're going to have to print this one upside down. You're going to print it upside down so that this part's flat against the print bed. And then you print it like that. And the only thing you should need supports on are like this. Cool. Thanks for that, Pigeon. Appreciate that. Oh, I haven't switched over. Switch back to the close-up shot. There we go. Is it doing autofocus again, or is it just going too far out? Let's find out. Sorry about that if it is autofocusing again. No, it's not autofocusing, it's just going too far out of frame. No, it looks like it's autofocusing even though I have it turned off. So let's go toggle that one more time. There we go.
Wait.
What's that? Ooh, I think.
Looks like the line is getting like. I can see the tail.
I think
and
we're
the legs.
I think the legs are done.
And the tail.
See, look at it from this side. I think you can see that the legs are done. It's actually working on the rest of the body now.
The tail is done.
The tail is done. That was against the raft.
Yeah, it's at 37%. So it's
It must.
getting.
Yeah, it may be doing it by height, because otherwise I would have thought it would have been further along by now. I think. What's the print speed? That's a good question. We're not exactly sure. I think Pigeon said that he believes that the default print speed out of this is 80 millimeters per second. This is the model that comes straight off the SD card, which is what I always like to do the first print with, because that was sliced by Creality for the printer. So we think it's about 80. It's not going to reach 80 most of the time because of just it's a small model. But it is printing fast. We are at 40, just almost at 45 minutes on this print. Trying to get it done before we have to wrap up today. Again, if it doesn't, we will finish it and I will show you in the review what it looks like. Sorry, new camera, as I mentioned, so I'm still trying to tweak the settings so it looks as good as possible on the live stream. cute little test print.
Maybe when it's done, you can like print it brown.
What's funny to me is I'm sitting here right next to this printer, and it looks big on my screen, but it's really small in person.
Yeah, it's like, I wish it was the size of that screen.
Yeah, you wish it was as big as what we were looking at on the screen.
Yeah, but it's like, the line is like so small.
But this will be a good size for toys, right?
Yeah.
Right, I mean like fidget spinners and
Yes,
things.
fidget spinners, it could be a little bigger on the bed, so it wouldn't be that bad.
But it'll still fit.
It would still fit perfectly. And the line is really cute. I like it.
Alright, since I've been talking this whole time, I'm going to get me a drink real quick and I'll be right back.
Well, the printing size is 100 by 100 by 80.
So it's a little bit smaller than your typical printer.
Yeah, like Pigeon said. Yeah, it's pretty small.
But it didn't require any leveling,
No?
which was really nice.
Yeah?
For a kid's printer, you don't want to have to level it every
Yeah,
time.
because most kids wouldn't know how to do that. Because like if the dads didn't have, or moms didn't have any, the printers before, they wouldn't really know how to level it. They might have said it on the instructions.
Yeah, for people watching, Pigeon mentioned earlier that he was going to have a full review of this on his channel later. So if you want a review of this, check out his when he posts it. You can go subscribe to his channel. Yeah, I have to admit, it would be really convenient to have such a small printer that requires relatively little maintenance for small prints like this. If I needed to print a small mod or a small part to something, it would be nice to just have this one kind of on standby for...
I'll let you use it.
Okay, she said she'd let me use it sometimes.
But you have to
course.
My room. It's my room.
Well, if it's in your room, I definitely have to ask. That's for sure.
Alright, a lot lower. So 48%, and the body's getting bigger, so that's good.
So you were able to get PETG to stick to this print bed without heat? I appreciate you bringing that up. I don't know if I would have even tried higher temp filaments on this without a heated bed or without knowing whether the hot end could handle it. Let's see, according to the instructions, let's see. It says it's only designed for PLA. It's a 60 watt printer. It does say it is 12 volts. Let's see, nozzle temp says 200, so it doesn't give us an actual range on the nozzle. It just says 200. And since when you go to load it, the temperature button only goes to 180, that would make loading it a little bit harder. Hey Wiley, is that Weil or Wiley? How do you want to pronounce that?
I would call it wow.
What would you think? Is it Wiley? I'm gonna say Wiley. Wiley 3D. You know what? It looks like maybe a coyote. So if it's a coyote, we're gonna say it's Wiley. Like Wiley Coyote.
I don't know.
You know the Roadrunner and Coyote? Kids today. Okay. So Pigeon is saying that it will work with PETG, that you have to use the computer to do it, to get it to actually, to be able to control it. Again, so far I think the only real negative to the printer has been just that it doesn't include a full set of controls.
Well, it's just a little small.
But I mean, it was designed though so that you couldn't do a lot to mess it up. It was designed to where, you know, let's print with PLA so that it just works every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the remote. I don't know how much it really makes sense to have a remote.
Because it's on the top, so it's either, I would think it's either on the top or it just comes with the remote. Because why would you need both?
Well,
You could just use the remote.
yeah, but if you lost the remote or if it ran out of batteries or something.
Then just have it on there.
Right. Yeah, I think the remote's kind of, it's cute, but, you know.
And people would...
And now if I had 50 of these going, the remote would be really cool. I could pause them all at the same time.
Wait, pause.
No. Just using one remote press, they'd all pause.
But no one said that could happen.
I'm just saying that's how, since it's an infrared remote, they probably work the same for all of them.
Well, it would always come with a remote.
Yeah.
And if you're just far away, you could just walk to the 3D printer and turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason. Don't be lazy.
if we're going to finish our print. It's almost 3:30. It's 3:20.
Let's see then. It's at 54%, so
Yeah, but I think it's based on height. It doesn't appear to be on G code because there's definitely. I mean, what's left? Just his head.
seems like it's almost to its head.
Right, it's just the head left. So it
would probably be the head might be very detailed because it has to look like very like fluffy. The head and the eyes just perfect.
We're gonna try to let it finish. We're scheduled to go till 3:30. Yeah, we can go a little bit longer. If it's almost done, we can go a little bit long. So if you're watching and you haven't liked this video, please head down, hit that like button for me real quick. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, particularly if you want to see the full review of this printer. That'll come out probably in a couple of weeks when I've had time to play with it. And I finish up with the projects I'm already working on. I've got part 3 of my Ender 5 linear rail mod coming out next week. Should be probably Wednesday. What do you want to do? Okay, Jaina's going to pick an emoji. Alright. You going to do more than one emoji?
I think it's you.
Is that good?
Yeah, I like emojis.
There you go.
It's me.
Maybe one of them's me and one of them's you.
You're the one next to me. I'm the tongue emoji.
You're the tongue emoji, okay. I'm the person smiling with no teeth.
You just can't see the teeth.
Okay. Just hiding it behind my head.
You're like, oh no, God. Oh no. That's what it looks like.
Sorry, I'm playing.
Go even higher. Like, you go small as you can. We're so small.
Wasn't what I meant to do.
So we're trying to do.
I'm going to say we're actually here still.
I'm here.
The camera's there.
I don't look at cameras.
You want to look at the camera?
I look at myself.
It's fun. We're watching. If you don't know it, the live stream is probably about 10-second time delay.
Yeah.
And so she's catching up on the time delay. So if you haven't commented, and I don't know you're here, so go ahead and leave a comment, say hi, let us know you're watching. If you're new to the stream, we are doing a first test print and unboxing on the CR-100 from Creality. This print bed is 100 by 100. It has a height of 80. As you can see, this makes it look a lot bigger close up than it actually is. Here's the printer. It is very small. And But it all comes together. It was assembled out of the box. The only thing I had to do was plug it into the wall with a single cable. And we took a look at the SD card it came with, and there were a few test files on it. This is the Lion test file that was specifically marked for the CR-100. According to the instructions, the first, if you haven't seen it, let me go ahead and move around here. Here is the LCD panel that is on the top of this printer. And you can see it is limited. It includes the temperature of the hot end. It includes the time that it's been printing, sort of a percentage done. And it includes a control panel that allows you to start and pause and home the printer and then to heat and cool it with a single button press. But that's about it. There's no motion controls. And as you can see behind us here, Jaina has drawn, it looks like a truck. It's a blue 18-wheeler, sort of from the 80s. Like a Optimus Prime or something. But definitely not Optimus Prime. There's no Autobot symbol on this truck anywhere. He's robots in disguise. Yeah, more disguised than usual.
Yeah, it's hiding as a truck. Maybe in the night it'll change into like Optimus Prime.
You think so?
But
I don't know how you'd print.
It'll turn back into it when
Yeah. So it looks to me as if this is probably a 0.2 millimeter layer height. Yeah. The filament that it came with is just a standard white PLA. Prints at 200 degrees Celsius. We are at 64% already. We're going to try to let this one finish up before this stream ends. Since the build plate is not heated, we don't have to let it cool down or anything after it's done. We should just be able to pull the plate out and pull it right off the print.
I like the look of the line so far. I like the paws, they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a good size.
So what's next? What are you going to print next after this one? Oh, you're going to start printing for your business.
Yeah. 2 fidget spinners and
Okay.
one Fortnite pinata.
Okay. You're going to start printing for your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will be interested to see how it does the Fortnite pinata,
Yeah.
the little llama, because it has a lot of supports on it that you're going to have to clean up.
I can
And-
clean things.
No, I'm just wondering how, like, does it print well enough to where the supports are easy to remove? How-
Maybe. If not, we could just try using this.
Yeah. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good.
I like this kind of thing. I like 3D printers in general. And this one's better than any of the 3D printer because it's small and blue and nice
Yeah, I like it.
and easy. Gotta love it.
I'm shaking the table a little bit, or it's shaking the table a little bit.
The whole thing, everything's shaking the table a little bit. before.
Yeah, this camera mount is not the best. It's a little shaky, the way that it's got this curve on it.
Put a rock on it.
Rock on it?
Don't keep it down.
It's going really fast now. We are at 69%. The only thing left is the head. It does appear to be height based, which means your percentage is not time based. It's going to be, if your print gets smaller at the top, it's going to take less time than you think.
Which emoji do you think is better, the tongue one or the smiley?
Which one do I think is better?
Yeah. I like the tongue.
I like the tongue one. It's cute.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can get a big one of it and a small one of it. It looks like it started the head.
Yeah, it's definitely working on the head now.
It started the head, so it's done with the rest of it, which it's really pretty at the bottom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tail
So the quality
too.
looks good.
Yeah, and I like the puffy at the bottom. It's really pretty.
What part?
Like the fluffy at the bottom of the head.
Oh, you can already see the mane.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It does look good. So far, the quality's really nice.
I can already see the chin.
Mm-hmm. So if you could buy one roll of filament to start your business, what color would you buy?
The most common, we have to think about the most common color people will choose.
That's a very good point. What color do people mostly want? Are you going to pick a basic color?
Well, people probably won't use rainbow much because it's like rainbow, but you wouldn't use the rainbow color much. So maybe like black or white or something, that'd be useful.
Yeah.
Or maybe even brown.
Brown, really?
I think it's kind of common.
Yeah.
I mean, and black would be common for fidget spinners and stuff. And once I have enough money,
Maybe
I
you get
think
lucky
that-
and like find a multi-pack.
yeah, that could only be like $2. I could use that donation.
Let's see. Can we find multi-packs? Let's get online. Oh, that's way too big. They're
That's a
shiny.
lot of money.
Yeah, some of these are expensive.
How about you look at cheap?
This is pretty cool. Look at that one.
Yeah, those are pretty common. Yeah, but I don't have that much money. I do, but still.
We're looking on Amazon right now. They have a multi-pack. That includes 4. It's a Gizmo Dorks. Has look like 4 200-gram spools, where you can get blue, green, orange, and red. Could be pretty cool. Plus, they're small enough. It looks like it would fit your printer. So that's one thing I'm noticing is if you went with full-size spools, I don't think it would fit on your spool holder.
Because it'd probably be hitting the floor.
Right. So if you want to use full-size spools on this printer, then you would have to have like a spool holder like I have. Something like this one behind you.
Yeah.
Just something else to hold it. You'd have to make yourself another spool holder. How are we doing percentage-wise, Jaina?
78.
78. So
So-
it's going real fast now.
Yeah. Because the head may not be too.
You printed it, what? Fake. A few weeks ago. That's all right. It's all right. We're going a little bit long, but I think it's going to finish here in a few minutes, so we've got time.
Yeah, we printed a lot of benchies on the other 3D printers.
Yeah,
Some big, some small.
like I've said, I like to print the G code that it comes with first because it's already sliced, and so you make sure that at least it works as designed out of the box. So we will print a Benchy for the review. Maybe Jaina can come back and help me with the review. In a live stream, we have a limited amount of time, and I didn't really want to spend the time installing software and getting, you know,
Yes.
yeah.
Looks like it's got to the mouth.
I'll also take a look at this G code when it's done. We can take a look at the G code and maybe be able to tell the speed in the file. Water. it down to the print head while we're waiting. I'm going to switch to the wide shot. There we go. Now I can do... Closer. Sorry about the noise on the mic. There we go. Pretty good shot.
It looks like it's at 87%, so it won't take that much time.
Well, you can see here from the video. We're already done with the snout.
Yeah, snout.
So we're like on eyes and top of head.
Yeah. So probably almost. So we're pretty almost done. So it'll probably end soon.
Mhm.
Also, if you have like any ideas of what we should print, of what we could print on the 3D printer, you can comment.
Yeah, sure. If you're in the live chat, you can post it in the chat. If you're watching this after and you'd like to suggest some test prints for me to do in the full review, go ahead and leave a comment.
It seems like the eyes might be either done already or almost done.
Yeah, 3D Print Viking. Post a link. I'll approve it. I don't know if I've seen it. I'm not on Instagram enough. I'm not on Instagram or Twitter enough. I do my best. There we go. Let's check out his Viking. Ooh.
Oh.
What'd you think?
That looks weird, but
You like the teeth?
the teeth are weird, but
Grinning Viking.
But I guess we could print it, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like the hat.
You like the hat. But look, it matches his logo.
True.
Yeah.
That's probably why he made it.
I have to say, this is the cutest 3D printer I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so small. And little kids would definitely like it, like me.
Like you. You think it's perfect for your age.
Perfect. And maybe a little younger. Like
I have to
6 or 7.
I have to say that I think that this printer actually would have a lot of uses for no matter what age you are, because I like how small it is. It would go on a shelf really easily,
Yeah.
and you could just stick your SD card in it and press play and be done.
Yeah, even if it's like a really small desk, it'll still fit it.
If I was a college student, I would love this printer.
Yeah, because it wouldn't take up too much space in your dorm.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking. Was that it'd be perfect for a dorm room.
Yeah.
And everyone that is cool would think that the truck design is cool.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah, right?
you should wear sunglasses.
And you could, you know what? If you were really cool, you could get like all 4 colors and line them up next to each other. Have like a whole fleet of trucks printing.
And people can like give you money for the different colors. and then you could be like, sure, why not? That's how you'll make money.
Yeah, because college students need money.
Yeah, who doesn't? You can just rebuy the 3D printers when you sell them.
No, I agree. I think that there is probably a good market out there for small format 3D printers, not just for children but for adults. Particularly given that it just works. You know, this is more along the appliance model of 3D printing. The idea that I need a widget for something that broke and I need to print it, and you know, your mom can just put it on the SD card, stick it in the slot, print it, and when it's done, it just spits out the part.
Yeah, and it might be a small 3D printer, but it'll still be useful for grown-ups if they like need to 3D print small things that they don't have. And you could also 3D print small pieces of things and then just put it together.
That's true. You can always, you know, slice up the model and then glue it back together.
Yeah, so it's still useful.
And for Americans that are not familiar with metric, this is 100 millimeters, which is just under 4 inches. So it's 4 inches square, just about. I say Americans, I guess a lot of British. I guess British still uses standard units or imperial units or whatever you want to call them. We need to go to England. Agree, we need to go to England. I forgot to do this. Hold on. Maybe this is what I need to do to fix this picture a little bit. To help. That may not have mattered. I left the film on the lens of the printer. That may have helped a little bit. It's almost done. What percentage? We got to be in the 90s now.
98.
98.
So 2% and it'll be done.
Because this printer is only on GearBest, not their official site or AliExpress. Yeah. Follow my link on Banggood too. Banggood also has it. They've always seemed like kind of like sister sites. I don't think they're affiliated at all, but I use them both. My affiliate links in the description with the discount code. will take you to Banggood. So Pigeon says that they use both still in England. They use metric and imperial units. Oh, I think we're done.
We're done?
We are done.
Let's get a spatula and take it off.
Hold on. I don't actually think we're going to need the spatula.
But I want
Well,
a
hold on.
spatula.
So let's get a mix. Hold on, before you mess with it.
Yep, 100%.
I'm going to turn on. Let's turn back on the autofocus. The auto exposure. Oh, it doesn't like that. That's not bad. I should have left those on. All right, so I'm going to. Yeah, it's trying. All right, it doesn't like that. All right, so let's go back to the wide shot with the close up. Maybe the close up with the live shot. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to turn it around here. Get a better shot. Here is the back side of this lion.
Ooh, I really like the face. I like the face part of it.
Okay, so I'm going to let you do the honors here. Let's actually take off the whole bed like we did earlier.
And it doesn't feel hot anymore.
It's not, well, it's not hot. It's not a heated bed.
It's not,
No,
alright.
so you're fine. All right, let's try to keep it in frame.
Okay, so the front side.
And let it, give it a second to focus. A little bit further back. There it goes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the eyes, the mouth. The ears are pretty cute. I like the paws.
Yeah, hold on. Make sure people get a good view of it. It's having a tough time focusing because it's white.
Very well, but
There it goes.
still,
You know what, I'm going to have to manually focus this and let you do it. There we go. So you show it to everyone. I'll handle the focus.
And here's the tail, right there. See? And
There we go. That looks good.
its legs and its really cute paws.
What do you think about the quality of the print?
It feels nice, a little bumpy, which is how it's supposed to be, so that's good.
And it's just a little bit of
Little tangled.
little filament just where it pulled up on the end, and we can just clip that right off.
Yeah.
So I want to see,
Sitting down.
can you pull it off the bed, or do you need to flex the bed a little bit to get it off? Okay, we'll try this. Oh, look.
There we go.
It came right off.
Let's
No,
not
go
do
put that back in there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm bumping everything, but okay. There we go.
No, it goes the other way.
Oh, it is?
I'm going to flip it around.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
It is keyed to go in one way. So let's show that line again.
Yeah, here's the bottom of it. You can see the paws a little better. The eyes.
So does it break off the raft easily? Does the raft come off? No? Not easily?
Nope.
Let me see.
Maybe like knife or something could get it off.
Mm-mm. I have to say their raft settings are not great because the raft seems to be fairly well adhered to the model. We'll have to try that out later.
And if it doesn't cut off, you can just cut off the extra part of it that's right here.
So what you think?
I really like it. It's small, but it's nice.
The quality is really
Yeah,
good.
it's like it looks kind of like a real lion. I like it.
Quality is really good considering the size of the printer.
Yeah. It seems such a small print bread, but the lion seems pretty big.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the raft settings. They It's not good when your raft sticks to your print because then it kind of messes it up. So maybe we'll see if we can find this model or other models and print.
It's really nice.
That's good.
Inside.
It's good. It's accurate.
Yeah. It's nice.
The raft actually is a nice raft. It just, the settings aren't good. They printed it too close.
Yeah.
All right.
Still.
So let's go back to our wide shot. All right.
Okay.
So a little over, but not too bad at all.
Yeah, I like it.
And let's get it in the shot. There we go. So let's see what people are saying in the chat. Hey Pygar, you almost missed it. This would have been the first one you missed, but you made it here at the end. Let's see. Gonna do upgrade videos on this. Should we figure out if there are good ways to upgrade this printer?
You could change the color of the case.
Yeah, we did say we could upgrade the case.
Maybe we could, like, when we put a new case on it, we could, like, make the hole bigger to put this on, and make a bigger one of these, so that a bigger roll of filament could go on it.
So she's pointing out we have right now it comes with like a 200 gram spool, and you might want a full-size spool holder.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that would fit. So here's a full-size spool. Well, let's see. I'm not gonna.
How are we gonna figure that out?
We're not. Yeah, so that would not fit, even if it was. Well, nah.
That's why we could, like, get a new case and have it bigger.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to see. All right. Let's see, upgrades. Linear rails. I don't know if I'd put linear rails on this. It's such a tight printer as it is. Everything in here is really rigid. I don't know. Higher quality on a small bed. I don't think you already have a lot of flex with rails already this small. I would definitely, in the review, I will do a minor teardown where we take a look at what parts are in the printer. We'll want to know, what main board is it running, and so I will do a sort of a dissection. We'll see what's in it. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to give, I'm hoping that this is the typical Creality board, and then you could stick in the silent main board, the 114 main board that's silent, and then it wouldn't make any noise when it was printing. Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to let Jaina have the final word on what she thinks about her new printer. What do you think?
It's small, but I really like it because it's useful, even if you're grown up, because you can just put things together with 3D printing glue.
Mm-hmm.
I like the design of it. I kind of thought that these wouldn't be clear, but I like that it's kind of clear. And I like the truck design; it's pretty cool. And
So
I
you're
like
telling
the
me,
color
hold
of
on.
the engine
So
oil.
trucks are not just for boys.
Who said that?
No, see, who said that, right?
Yeah,
You know it.
Transformers are cool,
Transformers are cool. Trucks are cool.
especially Bumblebee.
We could. Well, they do have a yellow truck. We can get that crossover truck.
Dum, dum,
All
dum.
right. What
And
else?
These are pretty cool. It has like the part of the truck right here,
Mhm.
it's like, which is pretty cool. I don't remember seeing that. And I'm glad that I finally have my own 3D printer,
Mm-hmm.
since I haven't had one yet. And it's really easy, which is nice. And
So we're gonna try out the software. We'll put
Yeah.
the software on your computer, and we'll see if you can slice your own models, and then stick in the SD card by yourself and just get prints going.
yeah, and start my business.
So the only thing that you thought was kind of a pain was loading the filament.
Yes.
Like loading the filament.
Because they should have made it easier to squeeze. Because younger kids definitely wouldn't have been able to do that if I couldn't. So
she's talking about the.
It's really hard for me to squeeze it.
There you go. Yeah.
I can't squeeze it very well.
Yeah. So maybe if they would have made that a little adjustable, possibly, where they had some sort of nice way to adjust that to where you could, or maybe it unlatched, and then you could load the filament and then latch it back.
Yeah, that would have been easier.
Yeah.
Or this wasn't even here, and you just.
Well, you have to have something that holds that filament between the gear and the idler.
A tight screw or something.
Yeah. Just some way that it would have been a little easier for a kid to push the filament through. Okay.
But you know what would be even cooler?
What's that?
If you didn't have to plug it in.
You want a wireless printer?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You know, I saw one of the other people I watch on YouTube, Tom. Tom actually made a wireless printer. It takes batteries instead. So if you haven't seen that, Tom Sandlauer, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tom Sandlauer, he did a wireless printer where he took his printer out into a field and printed, and he had made all these batteries that attach to the side, and it would print for a certain amount of time without being plugged in.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the lever longer. That's a good way, right? You learned about simple machines this year.
Yeah, you could just like stretch it out, make it get a longer screw.
Well, no, it's saying if you made the lever longer, it gives you more force.
True.
Right.
You just like pull it out, keep it that way.
So, anything else to add before we wrap this up? Are we good? We covered in the full review. I'm curious to try out these other. Oh, crud. Okay. I am curious to try out these other print beds it came with. It came with this other metal plate, and it came with 2 stickers to print.
This is magnet.
I don't know what their intention was. I don't know what they thought you were going to use this for. If the plate in it that works really well. So, all right, guys. That is it for this live stream. We appreciate everyone joining us, whether you came in here at the end or whether you've been here the whole time. We appreciate it.
And if you didn't know, I'm starting a 3D printing business. So if you want to, you can comment down below what you think I should start printing. And
special thanks to Pigeon for donating to Jaina's first roll of filament. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.
Bye.